Hello and welcome to the fourth lecture of section 6, Amazon Route 53. So what is Amazon Route 53? Yes, first of all, it's a bit strange alphanumeric name, right? So actually DNS server requests are addressed at TCP port 53. So 53 in Route 53 signifies the port used by DNS and hence the inspiration for the name. Okay, so now it's clear why 53 is there in Route 53. Amazon Route 53 is a highly available and scalable cloud DNS web service. So DNS stands for Domain Name System. So you can think DNS as a phone book of the internet. We access information by entering domain names like avionics.com. And what does DNS do? DNS translates domain name avionics.com to IP address so that the browser can access the respective resources. Since as a human we cannot remember IP addresses, we remember domain names. So domain names are human friendly and IP addresses are computer friendly. Route 53 is designed to give businesses an extremely reliable and cost-effective way to route end users to their internet applications by translating names like www.avionics.com into the numeric IP address like 192.0.1.2. So it's just a sample. The IP can be anything that computers understand and use to connect to each other. Main functions of Route 53. Let us see. DNS management. If you already have a domain name such as example.com, Route 53 can tell the DNS where on the internet to find web servers, mail servers and other resources for your domain. Then domain registration. If you need a domain name, you can find an available name and register it by using Route 53. You can also make Route 53 the registrar for existing domains that you registered with other registrars. Route 53 can monitor the health and performance of your application as well as your web servers and other resources. Route 53 can also redirect traffic to healthy resources. Even you can choose to receive notification when a resource becomes unavailable and choose to route internet traffic away from unhealthy resources. And then traffic management. Route 53 traffic flow provides a visual tool that you can use to create and update sophisticated routing policies. We will see this later, to route end users to multiple endpoints for your application. So just to make sure that these functions make sense to you and you get a little acquainted, little familiarized with whatever has been taught here, we'll go ahead with a quick lab. So the objective is to give you a brief demo of domain name registration through Route 53 interface, web interface, and then to create a private hosted zone and a record. Okay, so just remember it's a private hosted zone. So private means it can be accessed only from a VPC, that is the instances which are present in a VPC which has been tagged to this private hosted zone. So it won't be accessible from the internet. Okay, so we'll log into the AWS console now. So here I am, I have logged into the AWS console and here's the username and I am into my preferred region, that is Mumbai, which is closest to the place I am sitting right now. And now I will go to Route 53. I can directly click on to this shortcut or I can search Route 53 from here. Okay, and let us see how we can use Amazon Route 53. So here we have already seen there are 4 major tasks or major functions which can be achieved through Route 53, and they are DNS management, traffic management, availability monitoring and domain registration. Okay, so let us see a brief of domain registration. Okay, I'll click get started now. And since we don't have any domain right now, it's a fresh account, so here no domains to display. Let us go and check how to register a domain. I will click register domain. Okay, for example, I want to register a new domain named AWS demo, and for the extension you can have .com, .net, .org, and there are many. Okay, so you can see this, scroll down and dozens of extensions are there. Let us check it out for .cloud, yes, and check whether it's available or not. And AWS demo.cloud is unavailable. Okay, so for example, let us for the sake of this demonstration, let us go with for awsdemo.com, and you can see the price also, price per year is also defined here. Add to cart. Okay, so it's $12 US, and if I want I can continue, and registrant contact, that is your address, name and address, and then the last step will be to verify all the details which you have given, and then purchase, that is payment, and it's done. So this is one of the major function of Route 53. Let us check out what else can we do with Route 53. So here we are at Amazon Route 53, and we have already seen domain registration, and let us see how DNS management is done using Amazon Route 53. So I will click get started now, and here we can create hosted zone. So what are hosted zones? In hosted zones we can add, delete, change our DNS record. A hosted zone is a collection of resource record sets hosted by Amazon Route 53. Let us see so that you can get a clarity on this. Create hosted zone. Okay, I have clicked the button create hosted zone. Since we don't have anything over here, it has been written you have no hosted zones. Let us create one hosted zone. Okay, you can write a domain name over here. It can be anything, because we are going to have a private hosted zone. Here we have two types of hosted zone, public and private. Public will be available over the internet, and private hosted zone is available only from any instance inside the Amazon VPC. Okay, so let us create one, for example AWS demo.com. okay, and demo route 53, and let us mark it as private hosted zone. And here we need to select one VPC ID inside a region so that we can use any instance from there. So I have one running instance in Mumbai region, so I will select this is VPC inside Mumbai. This 45F4, okay, Asia Pacific Mumbai, this VPC. Okay, now I will go and create. I have clicked create. Okay, it's creating now, and here it is. We have awsdemo.com and awsdemo SOA and NS type. Now let us create a record set for our domain awsdemo.com. Let us keep it simple, my.awsdemo.com. okay, and for type let us go ahead with a record. Okay, so a record means we need to provide one IP address. You can go ahead with CNAME as well if you want. And if you have one elastic load balancer, you can go ahead with alias as well. Okay, TTL, let us keep this 1 minute, and for this value we need to put our EC2 instance private IP address. Okay, because we want to access whatever is there with using this domain name. So we will go to our EC2 instance, open link in new tab. Okay, so here's our EC2 one running instance in Mumbai region, and I have already created this Route 53 demo EC2 instance, and this is the same, almost the same instance which we have already covered in our earlier lecture during EC2 demonstration. Okay, so in the same way you need to go ahead and create an instance, and here we can see in description we have a private IP. We will copy this private IP, copy to clipboard. I'm clicking here and this is copied now, and I will paste this to this value field. Okay, as far as routing is concerned, we will go ahead with simple. We have other routing policies as well: weighted, latency, failover, geolocation, and multi-value answer. Since this is a basic course, we will stick to simple, and but in theory part we will go ahead and cover a bit of the other routing policies as well. So I will click on create, and now we have one a record for our myawsdemo.com. So just remember, this cannot be accessed over the internet, but we can access this only from our instance. Okay, so I'm copying this myawsdemo.com, and I will log inside our instance. So I have already logged in over here in the same instance, and we'll go to Internet Explorer. I will paste this and I'll remove this space from my, and let us see what happens. Okay, so this is the resource which was hosted on this instance. Okay, welcome to AWS Route 53 demo. This domain name is private and can be accessed only from inside the instance of a specific VPC. Now let us go to our inet mgr, that is IIS, and see what's there. So inside this sites we have a default website. So this default website we will go and explore. Here we have hosted one index page. This is the page which I have pasted over here, and this is almost the same. This you can do with the same way which we have already seen in EC2 section. And if you want to check, this is a simple HTML page. We will open with Notepad. Okay, so this is it, AWS Route 53. Welcome to AWS Route 53 demo. Fine. So this is how hosted zone in Route 53 works. So since this was private, we were able to access only from an instance which is tagged to a VPC which has been selected during creation of these hosted zones. Okay, so just remember, whenever you are finished off with your demo and all, you need to delete the record sets from here. So the sequence is something like you need to delete the record sets, and then you can delete the hosted zones. Just keep it in mind. Okay, in lab you have seen simple routing policy. We have selected simple, but there are other 6 as well. Let us see what are they. So Route 53 supports the following routing policies. Simple routing policy. So majority of the websites are using simple routing policy, used to route internet traffic to a single resource that performs a given function for your domain. For example, a web server that serves content for any example.com website. And then we have failover routing policy. Use it when you want to configure active passive failover. That is a kind of backup for your website. For example, if one of the server has failed, and if you want to redirect it to some other server, then you should use failover routing policy. You can define it so in the record set of the hosted zone. Geolocation routing policy, use when you want to route internet traffic to your resources based on the location of your users. Okay. And then geo proximity routing policy, use when you want to route traffic based on the location of your resources and optionally shift traffic from resources in one location to resources in another. Then we have latency routing policy, use when you have resources in multiple locations and you want to route traffic to the resource that provides the best latency. Multi-value answer routing policy, use when you want Route 53 to respond to DNS queries with up to 8 healthy records selected at random. Then finally we have weighted routing policy. This is for some kind of testing, A/B testing, if you want to go ahead. Used to route traffic to multiple resources in proportions that you specify. Okay, so Route 53 is quite advanced in comparison to any other service present in the market. Okay, and this is quite interesting if you are going ahead and digging deep into routing policies. So here we have learned about Route 53, and we have seen quick labs as well. So I think this was useful for you. Thank you, and see you in the next lecture.